Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday. Labor Day weekend was last weekend, so hopefully everybody out there had a great last of the year holiday. I know it was a hot, sticky one around here, and we didn't get much done because of that. The humidity was so high and it was hot. I think it was in the mid 90s at one point. But as you guys can see, we're currently getting rain showers and some wind out there. And we got a cold front coming through, which is perfect working weather. So I decided today we're going to take a ride and we're going to go fill up a couple cans of race fuel, get some race fuel back in this thing. Because as you guys can remember, in the last video, we were pretty much running straight 93 Ultra Shell pump gas. And I don't like running just straight pump gas in this. Like I said before, this is close to 11-to-1 engine. I've always ran, like when we're running on the street, I usually run a 50-50 mix. And when we're at the track, I usually like to run straight 110 in it. So I figured since it's a crappy day out here, we're going to take a ride and go get some race fuel. And then when we get back, we're going to be doing some maintenance on the old El Camino here. As you guys can see, we did end up getting the number 7 NGK racing plugs in. We got our steering shaft put back in. I did a couple changes on the carburetor. Nothing internal though. Not internal on the carburetor. Everything was external. So when we get back, I'll show you what we did. And hopefully this weekend's supposed to be beautiful on Saturday. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy still. It's little chances of showers here and there. But Saturday is supposed to be upper 60s to low 70s. Sunny, so it'll be a perfect day to go testing. So we're going to get the 50-50 mix back in the fuel and go out and do some more testing because we got that Bay City Rollers race coming up. And I want to make sure that the changes that I did are going to be spot on. But we're also going to do some maintenance on the old girl. I'm going to jack the front end up and shake the front end down, make sure everything's all still good to go there. I'm going to check the brakes and check the bell housing bolts, torque converter bolts since we had the trans out of it, and switch converters. And I'm going to go in the back and take out the removable Dash 8 fuel filter and clean the element. I haven't cleaned the filter in a couple years, so we're going to do that also. We'll get everything all set and to go. We're going to drain what's left of the 93 Ultra that's in the fuel cell out, and we're going to do a 50-50 mix of a couple gallons, just go enough to do some testing, and then shake this thing down and make sure she's 100% because we are going to be spraying nitrous when we go to the Bay City Rollers race. So I figure it's a perfect day to come out here and get some more stuff done on our old El Camino here. And I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So I'm going to load these cans up and see if the missus is ready to go for a ride. And we're going to go get some fuel. And we'll catch when we get back. There we go. We got our fuel jugs all loaded up. And we'll go get the missus, see if she's ready to go. We got to run out past Zilwaukee to M80, M84 or M82. One of them exits out there. And that's where I buy the fuel at. Like I said, they don't sell VP racing fuel at the pumps anymore. So we got to run out to the BP. And they sell BP racing fuel, which is the blue stuff. So we're kind of curious on how much that stuff is going to be a gallon. I think we got everything there. We're good to go there. So hopefully it ain't too expensive. But like I said, I don't want to run straight pump gas. I want to mix it at least 50-50. So I'm going to go get her and we're going to get on the road. Boy, them storm clouds ahead are sure looking pretty black up there. You can see the flag. I don't know if you guys can see the flag up there or not at the Bell Tire. But it's coming right out of the north. Perfect working weather, like I said. right, exit 151 off of 75 is where the BP is. It's M81. I thought it was M84, but it's M81. The Reese Caro exit. For anybody that's local that doesn't know where you can get race fuel at the pump, not sure on how much it is a gallon, but I know it was like 8 something a gallon before, so I don't know how much it is now. I think this is just lovely. All right. Spin you guys around here. The old blue fuel. $9.98 a gallon. $9.98 a gallon. So probably gonna cost $100 on the old credit card. Well, there we go. All fueled up. 10.01 gallons for $100. Woo! Like I said in my last videos, it's hard to keep this hobby, going on a budget. Keep racking them credit cards up to go have fun, though. If you ain't spending money on credit, you ain't having no fun. All right, we're gonna get back towards the house. All right, we made her back to the house here, and ouch, that hurt. 10 gallons of race fuel, $100 on the credit card, and I feel that. But you know that saying, you gotta pay to play. So we're pretty good on fuel for a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna drain the rest of the Shell Ultra 93 out of the fuel cell, and I'm gonna mix up a couple gallons of race fuel with whatever's left in the fuel cell, enough so we can go testing on Saturday, and we should be good to go on the mixture of that. And also, I wanted to tell you guys, when I put the 7 NGK 7s in here, I gapped them at 30 instead of 40. I tightened the gap up on it, so hopefully that'll help out a little bit also. And the changes that we did on the carburetor, I can show you. Like I said, I didn't do nothing internal. For everybody that's just tuning in, we have an 850 Ultra XP Holley. It's got 8.5 power valves front and rear. I got 82 jets front and rear. Everything's squared up. But what changes I did make is, as you guys can see here, that rod with the yellow marks on it, as you guys can see, there's a top hole on the throttle shaft there, and that's for progressive linkage. So what I did, I dropped down from the first hole down to that second hole, which it's in now, and that's supposed to be 1-to-1. But you can adjust that lever on the progressive rod there to make it to where it's not actually 1-to-1. I'd say the butterflies open up probably 8 to a quarter before the secondaries actually come in on the adjustment that I have. So it's not 1-to-1, but it comes in a lot sooner than it would in the top hole. So we're gonna try that out and see how that works. And we wasn't getting full throttle, as you guys can see here on my block, how far I had to slide my block back in order to get full throttle on my cable here. I set my phone up on video to make sure that the nitrous switch was activating on the, when I put the pedal to the floor. So I set the video up, and it wasn't even clicking the micro switch. So I had to slide the throttle, and that's when I found out that the throttle cable had a lot of slack in it. So the last time we were testing, we were only getting probably 3/4 throttle. Yes, the secondaries were opening, but it definitely wasn't full throttle, because we moved that probably a good 1/8 of an inch back from where it was. And then I reset my phone up here and went in the car and pressed the pedal down a couple times to make sure that it was hitting the micro switch and activating it. And it was. I mean, we kind of got a janky setup on here because there's no holes to mount the micro switch on this side of this carburetor. So I got a piece of rubber on the idle adjuster there and a connector here, and it seems to work out good, which I'll insert a video clip of me setting the phone up there and activating it here. So yeah, I mean, that's probably going to make a big difference having full throttle. So, but we got everything all done there. So now I'm going to get the front end all jacked up, and we're going to start doing the maintenance like I said on here. I'm going to go through and shake the front end down, check the tranny, converter, drive shaft, everything. And I got to take the fuel filter out and give it a clean since it hasn't been cleaned in a couple years. So I'm going to get some stuff together and I'm going to get after it. All right. It's the next day here. Last night I ended up getting the floor jack out and jacking the front end up and checking everything else out on the front half of the car. Everything's tight, converter's tight, tranny's tight, front end's good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to unhook the fuel line from the carburetor there, get a gas can, turn the fuel pump switch on the inside of the car and just touch the battery post, and we're going to drain the rest of this fuel that's in the fuel cell here. There should be only a couple gallons, I do believe, if that. Yeah, there ain't that much in there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish draining this fuel out, and then I'm gonna climb underneath the back, and I'm gonna take that filter off and give it a clean. But I'm gonna set you guys on the tripod and get a gas can up here and get the fuel draining. All right, we're just gonna take this fuel line off here. Stick her in there. I got another gas can down here on the floor in case, what is this one here? 2 gallon. In case there's more than 2 gallons, we can just dump it in the other can. I actually drained some into a cup to look at it. It looks pretty cloudy. I'll show you guys here once we get this emptied out. Well, pump went quiet. I don't want to keep running the pump without nothing in there. Because believe it or not, we didn't even have a gallon left in there. Set that back up there for now. So yeah, there ain't even you guys can see it there. Not even a gallon, almost a gallon. So that was good. Couldn't have timed that much better. But with that being said, I'm gonna get my tools ready, get the cardboard laid out, and we'll get that pump off the back, and we'll get it on the bench and give her a clean out, and then I'll bring you guys right back. Alrighty, I got me a couple crescent wrenches out here, and I used a drain pan, and I took the plug off the back of the fuel cell. It's just a cap, 8 AN cap, and finished draining that, but we're probably still gonna have some here in the fuel line in the pump. So we're gonna take that off. We got a -8 line, oh yeah, she's dripping. We got a -8 inlet to the filter, and then a -10 going into the pump, and then coming out of the pump, we got 1/2 inch fuel line all the way to the front, which turns back into -8 at the carburetor. Get him off of here. Hold him up. There she goes. It's an O-ring style dash 10 male and fitting. It's coming out of the pump. Kind of curious to see what it's been. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've actually took this apart and cleaned it. So kind of curious of how much stuff it actually has got in there. But we're running a Paxton. I can't remember the element, but I know it's a good filter. But I'm all full of gas, so I'm going to get everything set up on the bench, and we'll tear this apart and see what's in it. All right, I grabbed my crest wrench from over there. We're going to chuck this up in here without messing up our threads. Just want to hold it to where we're not, you don't want to put too much pressure on it, and you could crack this aluminum body. So we just need something to hold it. And then she unscrews from the top here, which this is going to be an O-ring setup too. It's got an O-ring on there. Whoa. Let me, wow, she's pretty dirty. I'll go ahead and set her up because I'm not going to be able to film and show you. Let me get you off the tripod so I can show you what I'm looking at. Woo-wee. She was definitely time for a cleaning. Lack of maintenance. But you guys can see here all the debris, and the filter. Big chunk of something at the top there. So we're going to spray that out, but I don't know how well you guys can see down in there. Let me see if I can get a good light here. See all the debris by the threads around the edge there. Looks like a mini tumbleweed. Something black and big down in there. Yeah, she was definitely in need of cleaning. So I'm glad we did that. You guys probably don't need to sit there and watch me get the brake clean out, spray everything out, clean it all out. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned back up and we'll get it put back on the car. All right, I got everything all sprayed out with brake clean, blown out, wiped out. She's good to go. As you guys can see here, she looks like brand new again. And this style here, I took a little bit of grease, just minute. It's got a rubber O-ring in here also. Plus you got your rubber O-ring here. And then, like I said before, there's a rubber O-ring on the bottom side, on the fitting that goes into the bottom side that runs into the 1/2-inch fuel line. You always want to put a little bit of grease or Vaseline or whatever you have to make sure that the seals don't dry. Like I said, it doesn't take much. I think my hands turned white from that brake clean. But yeah, the inside of the spring or the filter there, it's all spring loaded. So your fuel enters here and comes out through here. So whatever's on the outside, it gets captured inside this cup. So we were pretty safe. This is a pretty nice fuel containment system filter. As you guys can see here, I do have a brand new Aeromotive one. I think it's a dash. This is a 40 micron also, Aeromotive, and then I got the HP Holley 125 pump, but all that stuff's for the Blazer, so, but this is what the fuel looked like pulling out. There ain't much blue left of that. That's it. Shitty looking green. Good old pump gas. Don't like it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how these filters go back on. You grease everything up. Like I said, I grease the inside of that washer. You just stick them on there like that. And then take your cup, which we got the cup all nice and clean, the body, you could call it. And you hear how that sounds going back together. If you listen to the video, when I was taking that apart, you could hear, I already knew it was dirty. So, all right, I'm going to get this all buttoned up, get a little bit of grease on that other O-ring that's still on the pump. And we're going to get this thing slammed back together, get some fuel on it, get the system primed up, and we'll bring it back for a fire up. All right, we got everything all filled up. Fuel in it. I checked it for leaks. And we're going to go breathe on the key and see what, we pre-filled the carburetor too, make sure that the floats weren't going to stick and flow over top of the vents. But yeah, she sounds pretty mean. I don't want to leave it idle too long on them plugs without taking it down the road that way I can get a good reading on them. But, yeah, she's good to go. So, on the next video, you guys will see us out taking it for a ride. As you guys can see, still pretty crappy out here. So, we're going to wait until Saturday. It's supposed to be beautiful, like I said, upper 60 to low 70s. Sunny. We'll take her out and see how she reacts, but that progressive linkage seems to be working good. I got to throw our new tag on. We got new tags for 2024, so we're going to throw them on. We'll be ready for cruising on Saturday. But as usual, guys, I really appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All right, bye-bye.